I hope they got it.
Well, that was fucked up.
Could have been worse.
I had that one set up for tomorrow, so I don't know. All right, whatever. Anyway, we're back. Missing Bagala again.
As usual, doing his bull jive.
All right, Craig.
But Hammer's in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hammer's in the building.
House.
So we're all good. We're not solo dolo.
Getting it done.
We got some Dynasty team, 2 Dynasty rosters to go over to review. What up, Jackson?
Jackson, my guy.
What up?
He got the ode to Zach Wilson. Love it.
Yeah, hopefully he hops on. I mean, we've got this Dynasty team, 2 Dynasty teams to go over as we answer questions and shit. So I was hoping Bagala was getting on, but I guess we'll wait a little bit. But what's good with y'all out there? Thanks for tuning in, boys. What questions y'all got for this week? Who are you starting? Who are you sitting? What y'all got to choose from? Hammer, you got anything to choose from this? I don't think I've got any decisions really. Easy.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty solid right now. I mean, my Dynasty team is just I'm right on the fritz. Jackson, I got you on picks, bro. I got you. I'm locked and loaded. Give me some teams that you like. Tell me what you're thinking about. Talk to me.
Right on the line.
I got you. I got 3 tickets lined up. I'm ready. My Dynasty team not looking so good. I don't got a ton of options, so I'm just rolling with the people that brought me there in Dynasty. Redraft, similar position. My teams are actually in good position in both redraft leagues. In your league, I'm looking fucking solid. I started 0-6, won my last 2. I should dominate this week.
0-6, won my last 2. I'm looking solid.
But check it out. Listen to some perspective, though. I made a trade, right? I traded Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and it netted me Kyler Murray, Rondale Moore, Aaron Jones, and Hollywood Brown. So now my team going into this week, Kyler Murray, Austin Eckler, ETN. I got Higgins and Boyd with no Chase. Rondale Moore is my wide receiver 3. Aaron Jones in my flex. And I got Tanyan at my tight end. With Darnell Mooney, Singletary. I got Khalil Herbert on the bench. I got Eno on the bench. So, and the team I'm playing is missing a bunch of, has a bunch of guys on bye. Saquon's on bye. Amari Cooper's on bye. Deontay's on bye. So,
Jay, what up? Thanks for tuning in, boys. I mean, I got one, and it's 2 Packers. I mean, it looks like he's probably going to play, but Lazard or Dubes, who do I play? I've got to play one or the other.
I think you got to wait until you see what the 11:30 actives look like.
So if Lazard plays, I got to play Lazard?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. 100%, bro. He's the trade. I get it. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you played Dubes, but when Lazard plays, he gets the ball. It's that simple for me anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that, Lazard is going through what Lazard is going through because you could just play him.
Yeah. Ravi, Deion Jackson or Romeo Dubes, half PPR point for a first down reception. Yeah, I remember one of these that you had asked yesterday. There he is.
A day late, but not $1 short. Jackson you already missed the Jackson shout out, so I don't know if you're gonna get it again. Yeah, he'll give it
Jackson's
to you again.
here. He'll give it again. Jackson.
We got everybody up in here right now, Bog. We got Jackson, we got Ravi, we got Milf Hunter, we've got Jason, we got Dylan, we've got the whole squad up in here.
Hold on.
I hope I
Hold
didn't
on.
miss anybody. If I didn't miss any, if I missed you, throw your shit in the chat. But
Yo,
shout out to all y'all,
Blanc,
of course. What up?
Blanc, bring up the MILF Hunter. Bring up his tag. Bagala, check this out.
Oh yeah, Milf Hunter.
Look at the icon.
He got some dog in him. He got some dog in him.
Yep. There. Hold on. There he is. There he is.
There it is.
Jackson, brother. What's good?
Oh, we're doing that again? We're doing the weird sound clips in the background
Yeah.
again? That's what we got going
I
on.
got those little fucking things I could hit. LSU's killing it. But all right, let's get to Ravi's question real quick. Deion Jackson or Romeo Dubes, half PPR, a point for a first down reception.
We got this yesterday, no?
We got a similar one, but it wasn't Deion or Dubes. I think it was a couple different guys. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But it was very similar. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm taking Dubes against Detroit. Detroit gives up a ton. They give up points. They give up yards. They give up first downs. Their defense is so bad. Give me some Dubes tomorrow against Detroit. I like it.
Does it matter, Bagala, to you if Lazard plays or not? Is that a factor?
No, because I just everybody eats when they play Detroit. You know what I'm saying? When you get a defense that's that bad, don't just key in on one guy, especially the Packers. They're not just going to throw it to one guy. They don't have that Devontae Adams anymore. So, I think Aaron's going to try and spread it out. And we've seen Dubes. Dubes had a lot of chances and a lot of opportunities to make big plays. And there's a couple of drops. I forget that game where he had the touchdown down the sideline that he dropped. So I think Dubes is more explosive. I think if they're going to go down the field, and they should be able to against Detroit, I think Dubes is going to be one of those beneficiaries. I think he has a big game.
He did have the nice touchdown against Buffalo.
He had the nice touchdown against Buffalo. And this should be a get-right game for the Packers, all of the Packers. I want all of the Packers against Detroit because – Detroit's defense is just really, really that bad.
Yeah. So who you got, Hammer?
Oof, yeah. I like me some Dubes here, and I talked about this yesterday. I think we had a Dubes question yesterday, and we're going to continue to talk about this throughout the season. He's starting to get Aaron's trust, and that can't be undersold. He's throwing in the ball in critical situations in the red zone. The Lazard thing does. I don't want to say concern me, but it does play a factor because Lazard is the red zone guy for Aaron. You know what I mean? And if Lazard is there, you might be rolling the dice a little bit with Dubes, but still give me Dubes. I think he's getting Aaron's confidence, and I think he'll be able to make some plays. I don't think Christian Watson's going to play. Cobb's not going to play. Sammy Watkins is really not a factor. So I think Dubes is kind of comfortably in that number 2 spot if Lazard is playing.
Yeah, I'll take the upside on Dubes too. So I'll just go with the upside play there. And listen, you might ask us something yesterday or Monday, Wednesday, and we might have a different answer tomorrow because sometimes shit just changes.
You just feel it. You feel differently, yeah.
As you get closer, when you see about injuries and stuff. So, all right, let's run through these questions so then we can get into this Dynasty team review. We've got 2 of them, so we'll do one and then we'll answer questions and then we'll do the other one. But Jackson, and then after that, we'll get into like good picks and shit. We'll get into all the picks and stuff like that for the gambling addicts out there. These are what I like. Vikings -2.5. Tyreek longest reception over 26. Henry over 88. And I parlayed Bengals, Bills, and Chiefs. ML.
Money line. That means straight up. Right. Straight up. So you take them straight up to win.
Okay.
I think Jackson, the -2.5 is really nice. I got the Vikings actually at -3.5 on my ticket. you know, it seems like people are betting the Commanders as the you know, as it's coming down to the wire. So currently on my ticket, I actually have Minnesota -3. So the 2.5 is nice. That lets you know that people are starting to bet the Commanders a little bit. If the line moves down to 2.5 now, I have them at 3. So the 2.5 is beautiful. I love that. I love the Vikings to win by a field goal. I would take that. You know, the reception is fine. The Henry over 88 yards. And then Bengals, Bills, Chiefs money line. Yeah, that's gold. I expect the Bengals to beat Carolina. I expect the Bills to beat the Jets. And I do expect the Chiefs to beat the Titans. Those are some big numbers, so I'm glad you stayed away from the spread. I think the Chiefs were looking at -12.5. Buffalo was like -11.5. And Cincinnati was -7.5. So solid work by you staying away from the spreads on those teams and just sticking with them money line. So it looks pretty good here. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like the cheetah and I like the Henry. Like I said, we'll get into more of that after we do the other dynasty roster stuff. But yeah, I got a few underdog picks as well. Jason said I traded Rodgers for Stevenson. What are your thoughts? You traded Aaron Rodgers for Stevenson? Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, take that.
You can stream the QB. I love that.
Eat that up in a 1-quarterback league. Eat that up. You could have went out and got, you know, a Geno Smith. If you picked up Geno Smith, you could play Geno Smith over Aaron Rodgers. I can't believe I'm saying that right now, but that's the reality of what we're looking at going into week 9. So if you picked up a Geno Smith, you're golden.
Yeah. Blue Crew, what up, Blue? Was offered Cordell and trade away Keenan Allen. Cordell for Keenan Allen. Should I jump on this quick? Hope Allen recovers. Thanks. I mean, I would do it. Yeah, I mean, I would do it if you're in need of a running back, but if not, then maybe not. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's risk both ways. I mean, you know, Cordell's coming back off of the injury, and Keenan just hasn't played this year. And is he ever going to get healthy? I mean, he just came off a bye, and they're still saying they don't like the way his hamstring is feeling and things like that. I would do this. I would like to take a better risk on Cordell Patterson than Keenan. Just, you know, the risk is, does Cordell get re-injured? The thing with Keenan is he ever going to get on the field at some point? So I would trade Keenan away in a heartbeat. I want no part of him. And in redraft formats, he's been a wasted pick, dude.
Yeah, if you got other options, then yeah, why not? But otherwise, if I don't need a running back, then I'm probably not going to do it. But
you're not going to do it because you love wide receivers.
No, I think it just depends more on. I think it depends more on need than that. You know,
because Keenan Allen. I'm over Keenan Allen.
You know, if Keenan Allen plays a game and then, you know, he does well, now you can trade him for, you know, more than Cordell Patterson. So I don't know.
Jesus.
But it's tough.
Is he going to play a game? Yeah, it's not looking good.
I like for Hammer. Yeah, we just went over it, Jackson. I don't know if you heard it or not, but yeah, he likes the Vikes, and he likes the Cheetah and the Henry, which I like as well, and he likes all three of those Bills, Bengals, and the money line ones as well.
Yeah, those are solid, man. Those picks are solid.
Brian, what's up, brother? Evan Ingram or Hurst for tight end? PPR, Olave is hurt and Dolchich is on a bye. Yeah, that's rough. You guys got Ingram or Hurst here? I know Ingram has been playing pretty well.
Ingram has been playing pretty well.
Bagala hates Evan Ingram with a passion.
Yeah. But the Raiders stink, and no, I'm not going to pick Evan Ingram. Fuck Evan Ingram. Hayden Hurst. Yeah, fuck Evan Ingram. Give me Hayden. Honestly, the only reason why I can't pick Evan Ingram is because I can't trust Trevor Lawrence. You don't know what you're going to get on a weekly basis. It's Jekyll and Hyde with him. I think Hurst has a kind of safer floor. So I would take Hurst with no Jamar and bet on Joey B spreading the ball around a little bit.
What you got, Hammer?
Yeah, even with Jamar Chase, Hayden Hurst was getting a healthy amount of targets. So now that Jamar Chase is not there, I like Hayden Hurst even more. I think the roller coaster, Bagala made the perfect point, the roller coaster that is Trevor Lawrence, and they're leaning on Travis Etienne a little bit more now. So I'll go Hayden Hurst. Like I said, even with Jamar Chase, he still had a pretty solid floor. So give me some Hayden Hurst here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's a toss up.
He hasn't done great. It really been around the same, but I think I like Ingram better this week. I mean, I get the whole thing with Chase not being there, and it makes sense. But I mean, 4 catches last week, only four targets. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ingram and hope that Jacksonville's got to throw the ball more. But that's a toss up. Milf Hunter, ugly choice for bye week. Should I start my boy Mims or Elijah Moore? Jesus, I guess you got to start. They're not even playing Elijah Moore. There's got to be somebody else we could play.
No, Elijah Moore is playing. Elijah Moore is playing. He was on the field. The thing is that, Zach Wilson is atrocious. The sweet life is not good right now. And it's not like that Salah or Mike LaFleur over there are trying to get Elijah Moore the ball any other way. So I don't really know what the Jets are doing. I don't like either of them. If you can go somewhere else and pick somebody else up, maybe look on your waiver wire. I would like to start Khalif Raymond over both of these guys. So, that's a name to go look for right now. And but if I had to pick out of these two, I'm still going to go Elijah Moore. He's just better, and hopefully Zach Wilson turns it around and you get something out of Elijah Moore. But I think how many catches did Mims have last week? 2?
Elijah Moore only played 17. He only played 17% of snaps, Elijah Moore. So he wasn't even on the field like that.
Yeah, but I think if he catches 1, 2, he gets going, and I still like Moore. But like I said, I wouldn't play either of these guys.
Yeah, 17% of snaps for Moore to 75% of snaps for Mims last week.
So I think things change.
I'm still gonna choose Mims. I don't trust those motherfucking Jets. But there's got to be someone else. There's no way.
That was going to be so. Yeah, I was going to say if there's got to be somebody else. There's got to be pick up a Demarcus Robinson off the Ravens if you can. Find somebody that there's an injury. Who's the guy from the Chargers? Not Josh Palmer. Was it Jackson?
No, DeAndre Carter should be out there.
Try and get DeAndre Carter, somebody like that. But really quick, did you guys notice? I'm in Sleeper just looking at some stats, and guys, do you know now when you go to the game log, it gives you their ranking for the week now in Sleeper?
No, I didn't see that.
That's amazing. Go into the guy, go into his game log, and it gives you his ranking for the week.
Yeah. I did notice that today.
I love that. That wasn't there before.
Sleep is really good.
Anyway, continue. I just thought I'd bring that up. I didn't see that.
All right, yeah, we got 13 people in here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, we got to run through. We're gonna stop at DJ Duvernay's question and get into the Dynasty team review quick before we answer the rest. Before we get more questions in. Diesel, what up, Diesel? Got a tricky trade. Make sure you guys are like and subscribe, please, for us. Help us out there. Got a tricky trade. I need help with. I got JJ in a 12-team Superflex Dynasty. I got an offer to get back Cooper Kupp, Jameson Williams, and a late 23 first and a 24 first. My record is 5-3.
I wonder what the rest of the team looks like. Yeah, what do your other receivers look like?
Well, I really don't think. How many do you have to start? I don't like it. I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I want to go to Cooper Kupp. I don't really, especially if you're 5-3. I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, you're getting great compensation for it. But the bigger question is how many do you have to start? Because it's different. If you got to start 10, 11, then it's like absolute smash. But if you're only starting like 8, then probably not.
No, I would do it just off of, I think looking into all of that stuff, just take it on face value. If it's Cooper Cup, Jameson Williams, a late 23 first, and a 24 first, yes, do it. Because you're getting Cooper Cup for this year. Cooper Cup's what, 29, 30? You get him for this year, maybe next year. And I really think Cooper Cup's game translates as long as he has Matt Stafford and he's in that offense because – he's in the slot and he's getting a lot of free releases, and his game isn't predicated on speed.
Here we go.
It's not predicated on speed. He runs good routes. He can catch the ball, and they cater that offense to him. So I think his game translates. For those years of age 31, 32, he'll still be productive, and you can just drop him down in your lineup. And then again, once that happens, you get to, you hopefully you take Jameson Williams and you just move him up. I think Jameson Williams is going to be really good, And if Jameson Williams doesn't work out, then you have a 23. You got the first round this year coming up, and then you got the first round after that. That's a boatload of picks. I'm taking that. That's a lot of compensation for Justin Jefferson. He's worth it. They offered it to you. I would take it. I would definitely take it.
What you doing, Hammer?
Yeah, I think I'm in that boat too. I don't like how Bagala just tried to backhand compliment my guy Cooper Cup, but I'll take it because he does produce at an elite level and he's a league winner. So I think from that standpoint, the separation that you're getting in production between Justin Jefferson and Cooper Cup, or really Cooper Cup and Justin Jefferson over the next
for this year,
even over the next 2 years, really isn't going to be a huge margin. You're getting Jameson Williams, so essentially you're getting
first round
players. You're getting 3 free players.
Yeah, or 3 first-round picks if you think about it, because Jameson Williams still hasn't. He was a first-round pick this year.
Right,
and he hasn't played because of the knee. So, and he should be coming along down the line. And if you've seen anything out of the Lions, they can score points. So, I
kind of agree. This feels like an addition by subtraction kind of deal. It hurts to give up Justin Jefferson. But like I said, Cooper Kupp's over the next 2 to 3 years is going to give you pretty much similar production, and you're getting 3 other essentially first-round picks. So, I would take this deal.
Yeah, if you need the assets, then go ahead and do it. But yeah, thanks, Diesel. AC with Kamara's video of him beating that man came out. Should try to trade him tonight.
Oh my God!
Probably not. I mean, they're probably just not going to do anything until, like they said, until something happens in court. I don't think it was really clear enough.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. After seeing everything, I think he probably will get a 2-game suspension. I could see that happening
next year. Everybody calm down.
Especially this year.
I could see it being next year. Because they still have to work through they still have to work through a potential legal process. I think it's kind of too late. If it would have happened already, it would have happened. He would have got a suspension. So I think at most it'll be a 4-game. He'll appeal it. It'll get knocked down to 2. I don't think this is that egregious in the grand scheme of things. So I could see a 2-game suspension when it's all said and done.
And I'm sure they had this video already. It just finally got leaked out. So
if we know anything about how these videos get leaked and work, TMZ has to. Somebody has a video. TMZ has to buy it for them. They give it a price. The person has had the video since it happened. TMZ offered them money. They thought they could get more money, and they shopped it around. They figured, damn, it's poor quality, first of all. There's not really much there of him, doing anything. So they went back to TMZ, got the money, gave the video, and they put it out. Just calm down. Redraft, if you have Kamara, you're fine. I think he'll play the rest of the year. I don't think he even should be suspended. Do you understand? He was at a club. Things happen. People get into altercations in clubs. Polish, Chill the fuck out. It's two men. It's not that you can't do that. You're outside. Somebody listen.
You can't do that. You're a professional athlete, bro. He's gonna get suspended.
It doesn't matter.
It probably won't be long, and it's probably be next year. But
it will be next year. But don't say you can't do that. Listen, if you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. That's what happens. All right. It's not that Steve,
an idiot.
Polish.
Yeah, and now it costs them money. It might be nothing to him, but it's it's money for.
But when you're in a bar setting, somebody comes up to you, says something, you can't tell a man he can't defend himself. His shit happens. Polish knows best. Steve, somebody looked at Polish in the club and he smashed his. Listen,
I did not.
Somebody looked at Polish the wrong way in the bar, and he took a glass and smashed it over his head. He didn't even say anything. All right, things happen.
First of all, let me set the record straight. The net result was the net result, but there were mitigating circumstances that I don't want to get into over our show. Yeah,
You smashed them, but I'm just saying it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not like the Sean Watson or nothing like that.
Diesel said in reference to the trade, he's got Kirk, Waddle, Pittman, Bateman. Not to mention he's already got 423 first. So in that case, I'm going to definitely keep Jefferson in that case. I'll just work. I'll work with trading some other shit. In that case, I think I'm going to keep Jefferson. Does that change your guys' mind with that little extra context?
No. The drop off from Jefferson to Cup the drop off is not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I think
but he got the draft capital already.
Get more. There's no reason not to get more draft capital because later on down the line or come draft time, somebody's going to either want to move back into the first round or move up. And then at that point, they like somebody so much, you play on their emotions, and you can probably really, really, really get them. Or you can move up and you package your picks and move up. So I would do it. I just don't think the drop-off is that bad.
I just think you're going to get more core anyway, so you might as well just keep JJ, but I can see it from the other side as well. But let us know what you are going to do. Brian, any news on DeAndre Smith?
I think it's
Swift maybe. Swift. They say he's going to play. Let's see what happens. I mean, you just got to follow it. You're going to have to wait until game time. I mean, that's the only way. We don't know yet.
But also too,
he's this week. Yeah, my homeboy's.
He's a big risk. DeAndre Swift is a big risk because remember last time he was hurt, they played. He only had a couple of touches. He did get the touchdown, but you could find yourself in big trouble.
Yeah, Jackson did mention this yesterday for Bagala. Jackson traded Judy and Mostert for Mixon, so his team now is Lamar, Mixon, Pierce, Cup, Hill, Hawkinson, and JT at flex. So we like that.
I like it.
You like that? Like that trade?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, he got Mixon. Mixon, at the very least, Mixon's going to get the opportunities. He is not going to always look pretty, but going into that week, he's due for 20 to 25 carries and probably 3 or 4 targets. So I like Mixon just off a volume standpoint, and that's okay. Judy might come back to bite you. I think Judy's going to be good, but I like that trade.
Yeah. Again, guys, thanks for everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe there. Jason said, should I trade Tay and Connor? Tay, who's Tay?
Devontae.
And Connor for Mixon and Thielen. No. I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah, clear up who Tay is. I think it's Devontae Adams, but
I'm on that side. No, I don't want Mixon and Thielen.
I'm not trading Devontae alone for that. Let alone giving up
Chris.
Connor.
What's up, Chris? Which trade is better for Derrick Henry? Damian Pierce, Drake London, and Mike Williams, or DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, and Tony Pollard? Are you trading away? If you need to trade away, if you're trying to get Derrick Henry, I would rather trade away Mike Williams, Drake London, and Damian Pierce, I think, and I'll keep DK, Brandon Ayuk, and Tony Pollard.
If you're trading that away to get Derrick Henry, if you have Derrick Henry and somebody offered that to you, it's very rare that I say this, but there's two guys I don't trade in redraft right now. It kind of varies year to year, but for the past couple of years, I'm not trading Derrick Henry, and I'm not trading Cheetah. I just won't do it. You do it, it comes back to bite you in the ass. We've seen it twice, right? We've seen it twice. We've seen somebody 2 years in a row trade Derrick Henry, and the person he traded him to, he went to the shit. So, no, in redraft for right now, do not trade Derrick Henry. He's going to get a boatload of carries. He's going to steamroll people, and he's going to run for 200 yards, and you're going to say, damn, why did I do that?
Yeah. Ray, Austin, House of Bricks, Vals, DJ Duvernay. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll get to all your questions here. Where was that? All right, start two. Ray, what up? I have Dalvin Cook, Kenny Walker, Aaron Jones, and Deion Jackson.
Well, Deion Jackson's out of it to start, so you're picking.
With these three, we're not going to start Deion Jackson.
I know who I got, but who y'all got?
I think me and Polish is on the same wavelength here. It's gonna be Kenneth Walker and my boy Aaron Jones against the Detroit Lions. Give me some of that.
Yeah,
he's so good. Aaron Jones is so good.
No, I actually agree with that because of the matchup, because they're playing the Lions. So I actually do like that, even though it's very hard to say not to say Dalvin Cook, especially since that's my boy, and I am going to the game. But for this reason and this reason only is why I'm going with Aaron Jones, is because they're playing the Detroit Lions. That's the only reason. So make sure I make that clear.
I mean, Aaron Jones is a better receiver, so I
don't care.
A little overall better back, but
I don't care. And I'm watching Dalvin live tomorrow, and I'm still gonna go with Aaron.
And he's probably gonna hurt his shoulder. So,
woo, talk that shit.
And I'll be right there to patch that shit up. Get the fuck back out, bro. Austin, trade Foreman for Deontay Johnson. I have Patterson, Michael Carter, and J-Rob. So Johnson would be in the mix. I have Patterson.
He would be in the flex.
No, I think I don't know. I like Foreman over Carter and J-Rob. I'm not doing it.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm keeping Foreman at this point, even though I do like Michael Carter, and I think he's going to get it going sometime. Probably won't be against the Bills, but sometime soon here, I think Michael Carter gets it going. J-Rob is also questionable. You're just real thin at running back. I'm keeping Foreman. He's too good right now.
Yeah, can you trade Michael Carter and J-Rob for Deontay?
That's actually not bad. That package. Yeah, you relieve yourself of that headache deciding on who to play between those two. So I do like that.
Honestly, Deontay hasn't really been that good this year. Probably not.
He's getting volume, and if you need a guy on the back end to get you some volume and maybe catch a touchdown, he's not a terrible option.
And Claypool is
Claypool's gone. Yep.
Yeah.
Ray said, would you rather start Knox, Likely, or Taysom?
Knox is out.
Knox is out.
I think I think that you have to play Taysom because you don't know if Mark Andrews is going to play. That's a Monday night game.
Mark Andrews is doubtful. He's doubtful. He's not going to play.
Yeah, he's not playing.
But he's not rolled out.
Doubtful. He's not going to play. He's doubtful. He hasn't practiced all week.
All right. So what do you play? You play Likely or Taysom?
That's a hard one, bro. That's a hard because Taysom is just he's like a Swiss Army knife. You don't know if he's going to run it. You don't know if he's going to throw it. You don't know if he's going to catch it. But he's going to do something, and usually it ends up being big. But dude, doesn't Likely look so good right now when he gets the opportunities? He looks so good, bro.
He's good.
He really is. That's why I actually traded for him in our Dynasty League. I traded I think a second round pick and Robert Tanyan, who I picked up off the scrap heap. This is hard. Give me the youngster for Monday night. I'll do it. I'm gonna roll with Likely. I'm playing them Ray. I think no Bateman. You got Duvernay there. Lamar's gonna have to throw the ball to somebody else, and Likely is a player. He can beat man coverage. He finds a nice soft spot in the zones. I'm playing Likely on Monday night.
I know what you got.
Yeah, I'm playing Likely as well. As much as we think highly of Taysom Hill, especially in the role that he's in, outside of that insane performance he had against Seattle, he's been kind of pedestrian. So give me the upside with Likely and his athleticism. Like I said, we talked about this yesterday, Blanc, a little bit. He just looks really good. Like he looks like a dude,
and he can move.
Right. And so give me Likely, give me the stability, give me, him with Lamar Jackson. I'm taking Likely here. Yeah,
when Andrew's looking doubtful, I'm going to go with Likely. And usually I say you're playing Taysom over any tight end other than, the Kelce's and the Mark Andrews is pretty much. And in this case, Likely is basically Mark Andrews. So,
he looks good.
I'll play him over Taysom, so that's all right. House of Bricks, what's up? Start at wide receiver, Chase Claypool, Terrence Marshall, or Zay Jones. Yeah, probably I'm going to have to say Zay Jones because Claypool is going to be limited snaps they've said already. So I don't know. I don't love any of them, but what do you guys think about this?
I don't love any of them either, but I will say, Steven, you have him on your bench in Dynasty. Marshall has started to get it going here. He's getting the targets. He's had some receptions. He had a decent game against Atlanta. I'll start Marshall. I'll roll the dice on Marshall this week. I would start Terrence Marshall out of this group just for this week. After this week, it's going to be Claypool.
What you got?
Wake up.
Settle down. I'm looking at Terrence Marshall. He's averaging 90% snaps over the last 2 weeks, so that bodes well. It would be Claypool, but he needs to get himself together with Chicago. Give me Terrence Marshall. There seems to be at least some good upside there. Zay Jones, no thank you. It's kind of almost Terrence Marshall by default for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready to do it yet. All right, we got a couple more minutes and we're going to get into this roster. Val said JT, Amari, Duvernay for Jamar Chase and Chris Olave.
Yes.
JT, Amari, and Duvernay. You get Chase and you get Chris Olave. You trade JT, Amari. I mean, do you need wide receiver? I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. You get Jamar, who's hurt. We don't even know if he's even going to come back. And you got Olave.
Jamar's coming back, or else they would have put him on IR. He's not on IR. So if they thought that he wasn't coming back, he would be on IR. He's not on IR.
Yeah, but you don't know that because it's got to heal correctly. That's the problem.
They would have put him on IR.
Yeah, they don't know if it's healed yet. So, of course, they're going to leave the open possibility. But it just doesn't mean he's automatically going to come back. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You need the production right now. That's the difference. The difference is, do you need –
or can you
Jamar
wait
Chase
for sure
right now? Can you wait for him? If you can wait for him, then I'll probably take it. But don't forget, Amari is getting Deshaun back too. JT, I mean, are we just giving up on him now?
The ankle is just not good. He's injured right now, and he's trying to play through it. But as you know, running backs trying to play through lower leg injuries, you saw what it did to Zeke last year. Zeke was banged up last year with an ankle and a knee, and he didn't look good. And this year he's healthy and he looks a lot better. So JT's struggling right now. They have a late bye, week 14, so he's probably going to miss some games. And when he doesn't, they're probably going to cap out his work and try and, give him less work with Deion Jackson being there. So, it's basically JT and Jamal both are hurt. So you're looking at it as, you trading Amari and Duvernay for Chris Olave for the immediate return on investment. And I would depending on where my team, if I have a good record right now and I feel like I got some real estate, I built up some equity and I can drop a game here or there to wait till Chase gets on the field, I would do it. If you need to win now, I think you got to ride with what you got.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely situational. Depends on what your record is. I know Val's gave us some context for both of his teams yesterday. So yeah, if you could wait and you get these guys back ready for the playoffs, now you're cooking. But if you need the production now to stay in a playoff spot or to even elevate, I don't know if your league has a bye or anything, you try and reach for the bye. You really just got to see if you need the production now or if you can hang on for a couple of weeks till these guys get their shit together.
Yeah. Milk Hunter said it's a 12-man dynasty, 53-man roster. That's why it was between Mims and Elijah Moore. Probably, I think that was.
Wait. They have 53 players on each team.
Yeah, I told you there's some
53-man roster. That's real football, baby.
It's real deep.
What are you playing? Offensive lineman? Jesus, you getting point and a half for pancakes?
Yeah, or it could be a deep. Start 10, start 11, start 12, whatever. But all right, how's the Bricks? Is this your flex? No. Komet or Thomas at tight end this week. Komet or Thomas, boys, real quick.
Logan Thomas, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I'll go Komet here.
Yeah, I'm going with Komet.
Yeah, same. I'll go Komet here. I think the Bears start to open it up a little bit more with Chase Claypool there.
Deion or Foreman. I'm going with Foreman. Chuba's still out. I'll take Foreman on a roll. What you got?
Yeah. Foreman's playing the Chiefs. Foreman's playing the Chiefs, so I think there could be some yards to be had there. So
no. Foreman is on the Panthers now. They're not playing the Chiefs. Tennessee got the Chiefs Sunday night.
Right. Carolina is playing. Who's Carolina playing? Why do I keep?
I don't know how the Colts rookie QB is going to be given. Deion. It's definitely riskier. Foreman is just the safer play. I don't think I'm ever going to play Julio Jones, but.
Yeah, give me DeMarcus Robinson here.
Or DeMarcus Robinson.
It's not Julio. Stop that.
Oh God.
Have a backup because I know DeMarcus Robinson is banged up and I think he missed the practice this week. He might be questionable going into Monday night.
Definitely.
Yeah, I have him on. I have DeMarcus Robinson on my dynasty team, and it looks like he's going to be okay to play, but you got to have a backup because it is Monday night.
Yeah, Austin, you're right there. Yeah, we don't know what Ellinger is going to do. How much? R.I.P. Hammers Glass.
Yeah,
it was a beer, wasn't it? It was a beer bottle, right? Yeah.
No. Was it a beer bottle? It was a glass. It was a cup. He was drinking a mixed drink, and some guy looked at him, and he went like this. Bow!
No. It was. There were mitigating circumstances. I'm not going to get into.
Will get a lot of targets. We don't know if he's going to get a lot of targets, so not sure. Lucius, what up, man? Evening, guys. Would you play Likely or Ingram? Or we just talked about that. We like Likely in this one.
Yeah, definitely Likely.
Likely looks good.
Could be his breakout game.
Playing Vegas though. Etienne and Ingram about to play well. Yep.
I like Etienne, obviously.
Not trusting T-Law right now. It's my starting QB. But I don't like both tight ends you got this week. Yeah,
it's tough, man. Trevor Lawrence is not playing well.
Jay said to decline the Adams trade. His new offer is Tay for Nuke, Hopkins, and Mixon.
Yep.
I think I like that. Yeah. I think I like that.
Yep. Now we're talking, Jay. Now we're talking.
I like that a lot.
Welcome back, Bagala, says Patrick. Patrick, what up?
Patty.
Yes.
Yes, Foreman's
Playing the Bengals. You got me.
What just happened here? I lost everything. All right, cool. All right, let's get into this dynasty rosters. Now
Let's
that
do
we've answered all the questions here, we finally caught up. Crank, my bad if you've been watching. Got a little caught up there, but all right, let's go over this dynasty roster. Let's see. Let's get some context. Hold on, because he had emailed it.
Grab a drink.
This is the first team. We've got 2 teams here. This team is 6-2. Took a hit during some bye weeks. Plus, he said he made the mistake of trading Alvin Kamara and Evans for Hunt and St. Brown. I don't think that's a mistake. I actually like that.
I do.
You don't like it or you like it?
No, that was a mistake. Yeah,
I don't think that was a mistake, but that's okay.
But why don't I see St. Brown here? He then again probably traded St. Brown.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I missed. That's my bad. Maybe I missed it putting it in there.
See, you fucked up, man.
No, it's not. I don't see St. Brown on here unless I'm bugging.
I don't see Hunt either.
I don't see Hunt either.
Because he probably just made the.
You fucked up, Steve.
Maybe that was the second. Was that on the second team? I think maybe. My bad.
It could have been on the second team, man.
Okay, my bad. It wasn't this team. It was the next team. Oh, because the next team don't.
Yo, Steve, the weed be in your nose. Evil lurks.
No, the next team don't have Hunt, so it's not me. So I emailed y'all the shit.
Yeah, but I looked at it and it's all pixelated. I couldn't see it the way it was sent.
Okay, that was the second team. Then. All right, that was the second team. My bad. So don't worry about the trade of Kamara and Evans for Hunt and St. Brown. That was the second team. My bad. My bad, Diesel. My bad, Diesel. I was. I'm going to the game tomorrow. I had to roll my blunt up early.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, my bad.
That has
anyway, and then I was trying to put because I'm trying to put all the shit together. It was a last minute dynasty roster thing. My bad, Diesel. I got you though. All right, so disregard that part there. But we've got it's a start 8, so 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a tight end, 1 flex, and 1 super flex. Looks like he's got 223 firsts. He's got that's it for I guess 2023. You've got Taxi Squad, Trey Sermon, Likely, and Shakir. I like that. I don't love Sermon. You could probably drop him at this point, but
yeah, Sherman's droppable.
So it is super flex. At QB, we've got Hurts, Wilson, and PJ Walker with Sam Darnold. What do you guys think about the QB room?
He's a little light. Of course, you got Hurts, probably the MVP. You're going to have Hurts for a long time. But behind that, he's a little light. It's a lot of question marks. Zach Wilson, PJ Walker. PJ Walker might be the starter for the rest of the season. I like that because he's played good for the rest of the season. Zach Wilson, we don't know. We don't know about the sweet life. So I think the QB room is a little light.
You ain't fucked.
Nah, you're not bad.
You're not bad, but the QB room is just a little light. You got 2 firsts, so you can always grab a QB in this year's draft, or you got a lot of options here where you can go trade for a QB, another QB that you can slide up in your super flex spot. You got a bunch of first rounders. You got a bunch of receivers here, good young ones that
good receivers. Yes.
Yeah. A bunch that you can probably entice somebody to trade you a really good quarterback.
Yeah, you got some RBs, Swift, Stevenson, Harris, and Dylan. Hammer, what do you think about the RBs?
I'm not a Swift guy. I'm not, and I know Blanca is, but I'm just not a Swift guy because, listen, is he productive when he plays? Yes. Does he play as often as you need him to? Where you picked him? No. And that's just the bottom line. So if you picked him, probably he was your first round pick, maybe late first round, early second round pick, depending on what I'm seeing here. But most likely he was your first pick. He is not giving you the games you need to be productive. So Stevenson, obviously that's good. So you set essentially at the RB1. He's a low end RB1 right now. the wide receiver room is really what I like the most about this team. And it's what's going to give him the options to be able to move some guys, because a guy like Hollywood is a movable piece. Even though he's hurt, he's still a movable piece. I think people see how he played with Kyler Murray early on. And he's a movable piece on this team, as is Judy, as is Godwin. Those top three guys are set: DK, Waddle, and CD. I love those three. I would try and move off a Godwin, a Judy, a Hollywood, and try and either pick up a running back if you can. Maybe see if you could get a Jamal Williams for cheap, and then obviously see if you could get a quarterback, a back-end quarterback to go in your super flex. But I think the moves to be made, you have enough in the wide receiver room to put yourself in a better position, either at quarterback or running back or both.
Yeah, Craig Reynolds is a running back, but what's interesting in that running back room is Dylan. What's going to happen with Aaron Jones? Is Dylan going to be the?
I don't know. No, it is Craig
Reynolds.
Oh, it's yeah. No, it is Craig Reynolds. It is.
The interesting thing is Dylan. Does Aaron Jones stay with the Packers? How long, and when does the changing of the guard go? Is it that the Packers, maybe Aaron Jones loses a step? Dylan is a little bit still younger than him, so next year I still keep Dylan. He still has a path to where he can get more carries if, for whatever reason, Aaron Jones gets hurt or he loses a step. But the running back room is solid to me.
Yeah, wide receiver is definitely the strength. But I love it. I like what you did, because you've got what I love to do is get the wide receivers. Now you've got, the currency to go and get what you need to get. So you can make the moves to get that QB, or make moves to get the running back. I mean, you've got A.J. Dillon, who, most likely, I think that Aaron Jones won't be on the Packers next year. So, A.J. Dillon has a chance to, I don't know if he's going to be the actual number one. Most likely they'll either bring somebody in or draft somebody. I don't know if they're set on him being like the overall, 3-down back. So that's tough, obviously, to predict, like any running back situation is. Stevenson should be the starter next year, because Harris, they're probably not re-signing. So you're looking good there, and I like Stevenson more and more every single week. Swift is one of my guys, but if you can come off of him, if somebody wants him, I'm okay with coming off of him.
See, this is Steve hedging his bets right here, Polish.
But yeah,
I like he did with Baker Mayfield.
He's his guy, but he's his guy, but he sees that he's starting to be injury prone. So now Steve is slowly moving off of him. Nice.
Swift is
hamstrings
still
must be real strong.
Swift, you guys just don't get it. You guys, just because you like a certain guy doesn't mean you don't move him. This is Dynasty. We move pieces. We get currency. We trade, and we fix up our team. Now, Swift is a top 3 back when he's fucking healthy. Okay, we all know that. Problem is that he can't stay healthy, but you can take that risk, especially if you go out and get, Jamal Williams, right? Then you can take that risk. I'm fine with taking that risk. Especially with what you've got here at wide receiver. I think Godwin has to be a piece that you have to move, especially in Dynasty, because we don't know what's going to happen going forward with Tom Brady, and I don't like that. So I think I'm coming off of Godwin. Yeah, now, and especially right now, because if you come off of him now, he's still very valuable. So if you could come off of Godwin and Dak Wilson and maybe combine that to go get a QB, or you can combine Godwin and Hollywood. Any of those three, Godwin, Judy, and Hollywood, can all be traded, but Godwin has to be traded because I don't want him after this year. You're set at tight end.
I don't think Zach Wilson has much value here. I think it's the wide receiver room that's going to net you what you need, and maybe you give up a QB.
He's a QB, so he's valuable. He's a QB, so he's valuable regardless, even if he's shitty. So if you combine him with Godwin or one of those wide receivers, you should be able to get maybe a better QB. So you've got to go on a hunt and see what people got out there.
Sweet Life's value is a little low, though.
Huh?
I said Sweet Life's value is a little low. So if you go,
you have to trade.
Yeah, you still You trade Godwin, and you, like you said, you package him with the sweet life, and maybe you throw in a 2024 first, because I don't want to give up any of the 2023s, because that's where, if you can't get a quarterback to trade for a quarterback, that you're going to try and want to get one in this draft, because you got a few good ones coming out. And I kind of want to keep Hollywood, because Nuke is getting up there in age, and we've seen what Hollywood could do with Kyler. So I wouldn't be quick to trade Hollywood, but Judy and Godwin definitely, like you're saying, Steve, Godwin has to be moved right now, because as the games go on, his value is dropping, not because of what he's doing, but because Tom Brady probably isn't coming back next year. So you got to look at it that way.
Yeah. I like those two options. If you combine Zach Wilson, Godwin, and one of those 24 first, see if you can upgrade at QB. And then if you can trade Judy for a running back, then, that'd be good as well. Or maybe you trade Judy for Jamal Williams plus. I mean, I don't know. It depends what you can get in your league. So, or what team Jamal Williams is even on. So those are the two that I want to move the most. If you got to move Hollywood, I'm okay with it, because you still have DK Waddle and CD. But again, I would focus on those two guys and Zach Wilson there. Anything else you guys want to throw in here? Hammer, you got anything else to say about it?
No, this team is pretty solid. I mean, I do like it from a makeup standpoint. And listen, he's got options. It's not like he's got a bunch of old cruddy guys that he can't do anything with. So there are moves to be made, but make sure they're the right moves. You know what I mean? Don't just make a trade just to make a trade. Make sure it's the right deal. Make sure you're getting your guy. Make sure you're getting maximum value for what you're giving up.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you think.
I love his flexibility. I love his flexibility with his team. He has enough young pieces and enough draft picks where he's always able to make a move if he wants or if he needs, and he's staying flexible. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the best thing about that team is. But definitely a move that needs to be made, a smart move, is get Godwin out of there, only because of his diminishing value.
Yeah, but that's why I like the wide receivers, because you get the value, and then you could trade that value for what you want when you need to. But yeah, we got a second team here. He said, let's get to the second team, the one with Hunter St. Brown. Yeah, all right, let's get to this team now.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, let us know what y'all think in the chat. What y'all thought about the first team? If you agree or disagree with some of those.
Man,
decisions.
he put some heavy stock in DeAndre Swift here.
And this one we've got an extra flex in this one, so it's a start 9. The other one was start 8, so we got an extra flex. 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes, and then the super flex. So 12 team. This one he is 4-4 in. He's got a little context to this team. Was made that trade. He was doomed once he lost Javonte Williams and DeAndre Swift. He needs to know what moves to consider. He already traded Javonte for a couple 24 first in his 4-4 league. So at this point, I'm considering trading Swift in that league as well. For further elaboration, my 6-2 has Kyler. My 6-2 team has Kyler Murray. Okay, yeah, that was the other one. But yeah, if you want to trade Swift in the other league, you can do that as well. But you got to get a running back in return. So it just depends on who's going to buy him.
I wouldn't trade Swift on this team though, because you made the mistake of trading Kamara. You don't want to compound that by trading Swift, because then all you have is Saquon.
All right, my bad. I read it wrong. This one he's 6-2.
The other one's 4-4.
The other one is 4-4. My bad. With the two teams up there, I got confused. But all right, so he's 6-2 in this one because he's got the Sun God. That's why.
The hell is the Sun God?
Amon-Ra. You don't know who the Sun God is? Come on.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know who it was either. I just didn't want to ask. I didn't want to ask. Why? I need to know why.
I didn't write that. He wrote, people refer to Amon-Ra as the Sun God. I mean, you guys got to get
tell the Sun God to stay healthy.
Got to get up on the Sun God. Bro, he's been healthy. That was a bullshit concussion protocol thing they had to take him out on, which sucked. But anyway, he's back. And we've got
Son of God.
a bunch of wide receivers here, a few RBs. We've got Swift, Saquon, Kareem Hunt, Jackson, and Penny. We've got Kyler Murray, Fields, and Prescott. Much better QB room.
Quarterback situation. Yeah.
Yes.
One. We've got Amon-Ra Waddle, Deontay, Judy, Pickens, Marshall Palmer, Jefferson, Dodson, Bateman, Schultz, Ferguson, Brevin Jordan, Cole Kmet. And we've got 223 first, a 23 second. We've got 124 first, a second, 2/3, and a fourth. So he's got 2 firsts for next year's going in. Hammer, what do you think about this team right off the bat?
I actually like it. I think it's a lot more balanced than the previous team. The running back, the Swift situation is the whole key to this team, is what it seems like. But the wide receiver room is not as deep as the previous one, but still good. But you make up for it with those 3 quarterbacks. And when you have those 3 kind of quarterbacks that are dual threats, all 3 of them, Dak Prescott to a lesser degree, but when you have those dual threat quarterbacks, now you're making up for some of that running back production that you might have lost or may or may not get with Swift in and out of the lineup. So it looks like he's pretty much going to have to run with Saquon and Kareem Hunt, unless DeAndre Swift proves that he could stay healthy and in the lineup. But this team is solid. I can see why it's 6-2. There's plenty of upside. There's a ton of upside on this team. The wide receiver room, you may need to see if you can make a move. You have 3 good quarterbacks. You may consider moving one of them to upgrade that wide receiver room. Outside of, I'm not calling him the Sun God, outside of Amon-Ra and Jalen Waddle.
Sun God. No. Show your respect. Show your respect.
No. He's not that dude yet. Stop it. So outside of those 2 guys, really, I mean, what's your upside? Pickens? Not really. We don't know yet. So I would consider moving one of those quarterbacks and seeing if I could pick up at least a solid wide receiver and really bolster that wide receiver core. But yeah, the team is solid, very balanced.
Yeah, I actually don't think his problem here is wide receiver. I think he has good enough wide receivers. I know Bateman went down for the year. He still got St. Brown. He still got Waddle. I think Judy's going to be better. Dotson for down the line is going to be a good player. Pickens, we think, is going to be a good player. Marshall's on the rise right now. So Deontay Johnson, we don't. He's not having a good year, but they just traded Claypool. We don't know what's going to happen. With Pickett, I think the running backs is a little thin right here because Hunt. Yes, Hunt's a good player, but right now, I mean, he does get a bump when Deshaun comes back. But right now, he's an RB2, and he's fighting for carries with Chubb. If Swift
we don't know
goes
where he's
down
going to be next year,
and we don't know where he's going to be next year. He could be somewhere where he's going to get more carries. So it's good to have. But for this year, if Swift goes down, I feel like he could be in trouble with his running back spot. So I would try and make a move for a running back. Maybe I wouldn't give up
Williams.
Yeah, you could look at Jamal Williams. Try and go get Jamal Williams. But I'm looking, if I'm going to move somebody out of that wide receiver room, I would move Deontay Johnson. I get Deontay Johnson out of there and probably get another running back. Again, I like his picks. He's still very flexible. He got a bunch of options where he can move. And Blanc, he actually handled the no Javante thing way better than you did. At least he's still 6-2, and he didn't try and tank. So yeah, that's going for him.
Yeah, well, I need running backs, and I'm building up the squad. So now, I got to get them running backs next year, which are the.
You had one injury and you threw in a towel. Stop.
Bro, because I'm not trying to be a middling team. Listen, don't hate the play, hate the game, bro. But anyway, on this, I don't even care about the running backs, honestly. What I'm doing is I'm condensing my wide receivers and I'm getting some studs. So I think that you can move. Even if you get one older guy, it's okay. just because you're trying to win a ship this year. So I would try and trade one of these QBs. One of them's got to go because you don't need all three. Two is fine, and and then you got Pickett down there as well. So trade one of them, whether it's Murray, Fields, or Prescott, whatever your preference, whatever you can get the most out of, and get another stud wide receiver. So then you got Amon-Ra, Waddle, and somebody else, whether that's I don't know. Let's give him some names, I guess.
See, but that's
CD, right?
But that's the thing with running quarterbacks, Steve. And this is why I think he needs that third quarterback. At any moment, Kyler or Fields can go down because they are rushing quarterbacks. So I think
any moment, any QB could go down at any moment. But that's why I said trade one of them. So if you trade one of them, then.
And to be honest with you, Dak Prescott went out for a while and he wasn't even running.
Yeah, but
I'm saying, of course anybody can get hurt, but I don't care. We're in it to win it, so I'm taking that chance. So I'm trading one of them. He still got Kenny Pickett. So if one of them goes down, you still got Pickett to throw in there in the super flex.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm trading one of those guys, and I'm getting me a stud wide receiver. If you've got to add something else in there, you can, whether it's a Palmer or a pick or something. But then you've got 3 stud wide receivers. And then I want to also combine some of the other wide receivers you've got, whether it's Deontay and Judy together or Deontay and Bateman or Dotson. And like I said, if you got to get an older guy, then you can get an older guy. But I want 4 stud wide receivers. That's what I want. Because of the way your running back room is, I'm okay with you having Swift and Saquon and you having Hunt play as the RB2 if you've got 4 stud wide receivers playing in there as well. So that's how I look at it and what I would try and do in that particular case. But yeah, that's the way I see it. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go get 4 stud wide receivers, who are you talking about though?
Well, like I said, you got to start attack. You got to start attacking it. Like I said, if you got to get an older guy, you can, because an older guy on one of those bad teams, you might be able to.
Mike Evans,
you might be able to pull away, whether it's a Mike Evans or Cooper Kupp, Devontae. Who else is out here? I mean, I don't mind even going to get Debo. You can probably get Debo for pretty cheap. No, well, you can still get younger. I'm just saying if you have to get older, you could. But of course, I want to get younger. But it all depends on what situations these teams are in, whether they're going to want to trade their guys or not. So
on this team, honestly, I know we told you to trade Godwin, told them to trade Godwin for the other team. This team right here, I'd go get Godwin. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not getting Godwin. We're looking at the future. What are we getting Godwin for? At least I'm not. I can't see that. You like Godwin for the future, Bog?
Huh? Not for the future, but you're looking to get a ship, and right now Godwin is cheap, and he's a way better option than Deontay Johnson.
No, without a doubt. Would you trade a first? Depends who you're trying to get. Like I said, if you're getting a CD Lamb, if you're getting a JJ, if you're getting any one of those young, top guys, if you've got to trade a first, I don't mind it because you do have 2. So you've got 1 to play with. I always kind of like trying to keep my first just in case, because you never know with injuries and shit. And, but if you can trade one of those firsts, if you need to get another stud, then absolutely I would do it. But yeah, I focus on the wide receivers because you can start 4 of them in this particular situation. So I don't care if you got to start Hunt and get 10 points a game rather than go out and pay for a guy. So it all depends. But it depends what you want to move. Depends the other people in your league and what they trade and what the market is really. I mean, I've talked to a couple of different people for Dynasty and their teams and trades they're trying to make. And, the value that players are in these different leagues, they vary just so much, so it all depends.
And if you value receivers like Stevie does, you'll never be able to trade for a receiver.
What do you mean? Wait, what? What do you mean you'll never be able to trade for a receiver?
Because you every receiver is the second coming of Jerry Rice to you. So
that's not how
right now I've been trying to trade Steve for Chase Claypool, who's on a bad passing offense, and he's telling me he's worth 3 first-rounders. So, you know,
I did not say that. I got Chase Claypool for a 3rd-round pick, so I'm gonna see it out. I'm not gonna just trade him away for what I got him. I'm either gonna take the loss or of a 3rd-round pick, or I'm gonna wait till he's at his highest peak and then trade him away at that point. So that's why I'm not giving him away for breadcrumbs. There's a method to the madness, Bagala, that you don't understand in my head.
The method to the madness is ask a person for a player.
You want a 1st-round pick for Kareem Hunt? You're talking here. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't say a first. I wanted
Claypool for Kareem Hunt. Get the fuck out of here.
I never said that. I never said that.
And I'm not giving you Claypool.
I don't want to spill bean, but Bagala, you did send me a trade for a 1st-round pick that included Kareem Hunt.
Well, listen.
All right, but hold on. Before we get into that, do y'all got anything else to say about this team? I think we all kind of put our points in of what we
I like that team.
What we thought of moves you can make. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind giving up a first if you need to there, bro.
I like both teams actually. They're very good
teams.
If you're gonna give a first to get another receiver, I wouldn't mind it.
Listen, if you're going for it, go for it. And you're 6-2, and you're probably somewhere in the top 3 in that particular league. If you're gonna go for it, go for it. You have 2 first-round picks. Trade one. Try, like he said, if you could go get a CD Lamb, I don't think you're getting Justin Jefferson without coming off of a Waddle or an Amon-Ra, something like that. But if you could go get one of those, get a T. Higgins maybe.
Yeah,
trade Jerry Jeudy, trade Deontay Johnson and a 1st-round pick, and go get T. Higgins because that helps you now and later.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Val says, should you trade Geno and Saquon for Lamar, Swift, and Terry? Lamar, Swift, and Terry. Geno and Saquon for Lamar, Swift, and Terry.
I think that's lateral when you break it down, in my estimation.
I mean, Saquon's head and shoulders better than Swift.
Extra person. He gets an extra wide receiver, and he gets the upgrade from Geno to Lamar. What does your other running backs look like? I guess too.
Is it an upgrade though?
Do you have to rely on Swift? You get a Terry. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he needs a wide receiver. So it kind of depends.
Right now,
I'm not giving. You don't need Saquon. If you don't need a receiver, then probably not. But if you need a receiver, then yeah, I'll do it.
At first glance, you look at Lamar and then Geno, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." But Geno's kind of balling right now, and so is it really an upgrade?
But also too, you kind of want to sell Geno at his highest point. He's one of those guys where you look at it and you're like, all right, maybe I should try and sell Geno at his highest point. So for that, you maximize his value.
No, it's still a big
not
difference.
At the expense of Saquon.
Lamar's got 50 more fantasy points than Geno.
Oh yeah,
but what's the drop off from Saquon to Swift?
Games.
I mean, if total fantasy points obviously is going to be different because Swift has been hurt. But if you're looking at
no, we're not looking at per game. No, we're not. The game's played.
No, we're not looking exactly.
You guys make no sense. Bro.
When you don't play Blanc, you get 0. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yes, you do. But when you're on numbers. Because when he's on the field, you get points. What do you mean? If you don't look at fantasy points per game, I mean, what are you looking at? Like.
You look at points per game.
You're looking at the total points. Like, yes, but if Swift plays the rest of the season, so let's just say Swift plays the rest of the season and he averages what he's averaging every time he plays, is that much of a difference from Saquon? No.
Okay, and that's understood.
That's the difference. The difference is just the risk that you want to take is if Swift is healthy.
That's understood. But would you bet your fantasy season on Swift playing every single game the rest of the season?
Nobody's saying to bet your whole fantasy season.
If you
make the trade,
no, it's not. He's still getting Lamar and he's got Terry. So if he's got other running backs that he can play, then
all right. Well, then that's in the story. But where you took DeAndre Swift. I don't know why you ride these
Doesn't
guys.
matter
out
where
to
you
the
took.
point.
Doesn't matter where you took them. Forget where you took them at this point. What does that matter? You both
That
took
matters
Saquon
because
around the same time.
Stevie skews it. He skews shit for the guys that he likes, and that's what it
Bro,
is.
you just no,
know?
it's not. You don't get it. You guys don't get it. If Swift is healthy the rest of the season, the points he's averaging per game, is it that much of a difference than Saquon? If Saquon plays the rest of the season, if Swift plays the rest of the season,
but you have to take into
the only
account that
difference
he's not gonna that he may not play. Like his
Yes,
health is
because he has missed games.
It is. But you guys are acting like if Swift is healthy, that is still not a.
We're not
it's still a
saying
big
that.
difference. You
We're
are,
not
but
saying
you, but you got to take into effect that he could play. You can't just say automatically, "Oh, he's not going to play the rest of the season." Very well, he could not. Very well, he could. You have to look at it both ways. That's all I'm saying.
But the point is that you can't rely on him to play. How many games do we have left? We're in week 9, so we got 9 through 17. We got about 8 weeks left. You're telling me that you have confidence that Swift is going to play in 7 out of the next 8 games?
Doesn't matter
and if
whether
he does, will we play the whole game?
Doesn't matter what confidence you have or not. It depends whatever happens. So if he plays, then you're good. If he doesn't play, then you're not good. Again, it's the risk that you got to take. If you've got other running backs that you can play, absolutely, I'm going to take the risk on Swift. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you've been taking the risk on Swift this season, and that's not working out.
And you traded him 3 times already.
In most of my leagues, so it hasn't hurt me either. I need one of these 3 PPR running backs. Yeah, I traded him in one league. So what? Just because you like a guy doesn't mean you can't trade him. This is fantasy football.
I agree with that. That's fine.
We're trying to
win. I agree with that. But you traded him because he wasn't giving you what you needed him to give you. And since you traded him, your team has been better.
That's not why I traded him. I was going to trade any of the 4 running backs because I had Dameon Pierce and ETN. The one I wound up trading away was Swift. But that doesn't. I didn't trade him because of that. I traded him because I had the extra running backs. I needed a wide receiver. But you got to make moves when you got to make moves. It doesn't matter who you like or don't like. We got to look at the production at the end of the day, right?
So if Swift was healthy, would you have traded for ETN?
What? If Swift was fully healthy, I would have traded him for somebody more than Mike Evans.
All right. Okay. Come on. Get to the question. I'm done.
Again, if Swift was healthy, I would trade him for more. Absolutely.
If he was fully healthy, you would have never traded Swift, Steve. You wouldn't.
That's not true. You don't know. What are you saying? I had 4 running backs to choose. If I can get JJ for Swift, if he's healthy, why wouldn't I do that? I need one of these 3 PPR running
JJ,
backs.
yes.
See, there's just an art to trading. Doesn't matter who you like, who you don't like. You trade whoever you want to make your team better.
And that's why
I need one of these 3 PPR running backs: Michael Carter, Deion Jackson, or Rashard White. I'm not feeling any of these options. There's nothing better on waivers. Michael Carter, Deion Jackson, or Rashard White.
I think I'm going Deion Jackson here, just on volume alone.
Yeah, yes, Deion Jackson because of the value.
Oh,
I like Rashard White.
Boom! Give it. That is fucking. That's what I'm talking about, Diesel. That's what
There you go.
Love it. I love that.
you've got the production now as well as the production in the future. So now you've squatted up. Like now you've got 3 top wide receivers on that team now, right?
I love how all these guys just make trades, and I can't even get like a RB2 in our league. I can't even get an RB2.
Figuring out value and shit as far as Dynasty. Yeah, that's the thing, is that value differs from league to league, and it all depends. There's people that have been playing it a while, and they know what people are worth. But you've got to decide what people are worth based on how your league views people. I mean, there's a Dynasty league that we play in, and people treat it basically like redraft, just fucking trading motherfuckers just all over the place, like young talent, just trading them away. And there's other leagues that I'm in where you can't get a first for fucking Mike. You can't get a late first for Mike Evans. So it really differs from league to league. So that's always
your personnel.
That's always important.
Know your personnel.
Carter. He was so good before Breece Hall took over, and he's now out. Who, Carter? Yeah, because they drafted Cool. But yeah, who you guys going with? Was it Dion, Carter, or Rashard White there?
Yeah, John Jackson
It, it,
volume.
Yeah,
it's Jackson. Even though I do think Michael Carter will get a full workload this week because I think J. Rob is a little bit banged up. But I'm not starting Michael Carter against the Bills defense this week.
I mean, Deion Jackson is playing the
That's
Patriots.
a
So.
trade that could win you a league. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. That's a trade that could win you a league for that.
Oh yeah. That was beautiful.
Could also
Diesel.
lose you the league. Is this a different trade we're talking about? But no, no, it's not going to lose him the league.
I think he was talking about the Lamar,
Oh, maybe.
Geno, Saquon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a trade that could win you the league or lose you the league. It just depends. Do you want that? I'm one that is like, fuck it, I'll take the risk. Look at this year. Nobody wanted to draft CMC. Oh, the risk. He could get hurt. And look at him, like, I'm sure you've got a winning record if you've got CMC on your squad, most likely, if you drafted good.
Not Brandon.
Unless the rest of your team sucks.
Not Chicken or Brandon.
I have Montgomery handcuffed with Herbert and half PPR. When is it time for me to start Herbert? When you have a better flex option, I guess. I don't know if you can just start him directly over Montgomery, but the Bears be fucking with us like this all the time, bro. They do this. They give us this Herbert boost, and then the next game Herbert don't get shit, and I hate that. So it's tough. It's tough. What do you guys think?
I think you start Herbert now. He looks like the more explosive back. He's sometimes Monty's a good back. I just think Herbert got the explosiveness. I think you start Herbert now over Monty. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that trigger just yet, but it feels like Herbert has standalone flex value. And this kind of reminds me of the Cowboys situation, right? Where you got Zeke, he is the guy, but then you got this younger, more explosive guy who maybe doesn't get as many touches, but he could take it to the house, at any given time. So I kind of look at Herbert similar.
Yeah, but there's one difference in those two situations. Zeke makes a boatload of money and Montgomery don't.
Yeah, no,
and
I get
that always comes into effect. And I think we're seeing. Steve's always talking about that takeover, like with Javonte, it was takeover. I think we're starting to see Herbert's takeover right now because he looks really, really good.
Yeah, but I don't deny he don't look better. He definitely looks better. But
I think in that offense, there's plenty of rushes to go around.
Yeah, it's just hard to trust anything because we've seen it last year too. With Montgomery goes down, Herbert goes off. Montgomery comes back, he gets all the carries. This year we've seen Herbert, get a bunch of carries in a few games, and then the next game it's like just all Montgomery. So it's just like it's so hit or miss that it's hard to tell. Are they really just going to split now? Are they just split now, or what? I don't think Herbert is going to totally take over. I don't think just the coaching staff will allow. But, like I said, I'm not denying Herbert is not the better back.
And like Cola said, they're going to run it 40 times a game.
Would you you got the balls to play Herbert, though? Hammer, you playing Herbert?
I am. I got the stones.
If I have better flex options, it depends, but he definitely has flex value to me.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with Hammer. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger yet. I don't think I could play him over Monty. Jay said that's what I mean. You can't play safe in fantasy. Yeah, that's what you got to risk it for the biscuit. So it just depends on your risk appetite. I wouldn't start both. Anderson says I have Jamal Williams and Chubb. Just grab Deion Jackson too. Yeah. So then you're good. Yeah, I wouldn't say start both, but yeah, I would start definitely those other guys.
The worst one of the worst feelings would be is if Khalil Herbert has one of those 90-yard 100 total from scrimmage and a touchdown games and you get burned. Yeah.
Like Herbert. Yeah, I mean, listen, we agree. It's just sometimes it doesn't matter that the other player is better. It's just coaching staff, the plays, and what they decide to do. It's just tough. You know, especially when you are the running back going into the season, you're like the RB1, and then all
The
of a
main
sudden,
guy.
you know,
Yep.
the coach is gonna
Let him hang. Start Herbert.
and sit you down and say, "Hey, we're gonna get this
That's risk it for the biscuit.
other guy." Daniel, what up, Daniel? Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe for us. Appreciate all y'all out there. Throw them questions in the chat. Tua or Herbert? Tua.
Yo, Steve, does Tua still have Cheetah?
What do you mean? Yeah, of course Tua got Cheetah.
You starting Tua.
Cheetah go boom.
Still
Cheetah
got
go
Cheetah?
boom.
Cheetah go boom. Herbert has nobody to throw to right now. Yes, you starting Tua.
You starting
I'm
Tua
Tua all the
Cameron,
way.
or you starting
Yeah.
Herbert?
Yeah. Herbert's clearly the better quarterback, but that offense looks so bad right now. He's missing his top 2 guns.
Yeah.
It's Tua.
Tua.
It's Tua. Yeah, it's Tua. What a value pick Tua was this year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did have that one game that kind of skewed all his TDs, but
he's getting to work.
But he's still,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? When it comes down to Swift, it's fantasy points per game, right? But then when it comes down to Tua, he had that one game that skewed all his points. Do you see what he does?
Bro, he's got what? He had 12 touchdowns on the season and he had 6 in that one game. I mean, and it's not like Swift had one big game. The guy keeps producing when he gets the ball. So
I'm just
but yeah,
when you watch the games, do you like what you see?
And even Tua on what is Tua averaging?
It's got to be somewhere near 20.
So yeah, he's QB8. He's 19.8 points a game. I mean, he's still up there regardless. I just said the touchdowns were skewed. I mean, his fantasy points are still his fantasy points, but yeah, he's got 12 touchdowns right now. So yeah, I mean, he's played 6 games, so he's averaging 2 a game if you look at it that way, which is good. Still put him over 30. Or put him
you tell us how you want to look at it. How do you want to look at
it? Yeah, how you want to look at it. Means in 5 games he threw 6 touchdowns. And 1 game he threw 6.
Bagala's gonna lose it over there. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Y'all keep playing safe.
It's not safe. Nobody's saying playing safe. It's just the way you skew things, and then you do it back to back. Like it's just.
But you're talking about 2 different things. It's not even the same thing.
We're talking about the same thing, Steve.
No, it's not. You're talking about a guy that threw 6 touchdowns in 1 game.
Okay. You're gonna make me. You're gonna make
one game. I mean, I don't know what relevance that has to.
You're gonna make me spike my headset like Nick Saban.
Did you see it?
Steve's gonna make me do that. I'm gonna just spike my headset.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. He
stayed away. I mean, Swift is always hurt, right? So we stayed away from CMC. What's CMC doing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a gamble.
But CMC has shown he's staying healthy.
Yeah, for
Swift
this year
is not healthy.
And CMC wasn't healthy for 2 years, and we said don't draft CMC, right?
But this year, we're talking about Swift right now. Right now, Swift is not healthy. So can you bet on
for the rest of the season?
Yes, thank you.
The point is, next year we're gonna say don't draft Swift. He can't stay healthy. We just said the same thing about CMC. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that we just said that about CMC.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about next year. We're talking about a trade for this year right now, betting on for the rest of the year. Can Swift stay healthy? And right now,
we weren't even talking about that right now.
What we were talking about? We were talking about you skewing the numbers. I don't know.
Talking about numbers. What skewing the numbers?
I don't know.
Y'all don't look at numbers. If you don't look at numbers, that's on y'all. But that's where you get the advantage, and that's why the RB2 don't fucking matter when it's a 2-point difference per game. You got to look at these points per game.
I don't know. I don't know.
It matters.
Nick Saban threw me in a loop.
Hang on.
Because then you'd rather have Michael Pittman than T. Higgins because T. Higgins averages more points per game. But Michael Pittman plays all the games, but T. Higgins misses 3 games. So you'd rather have Michael Pittman in that case? That's what I mean by fantasy points per game.
Okay.
That's why it matters.
That's fine, but there's a much bigger difference than missing if T. Higgins plays 14 games and Michael Pittman plays 16, then no, that's not the comparison. If DeAndre Swift plays 9 games and Saquon Barkley plays 6 games, then yes, you can look at it and say, I'd rather have 16 games of a guy that's giving me 20 than 9 games of a guy that's giving me 23 or 24. Like, that's a big difference.
But we're not
that's
talking
what we're
about,
saying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying too. Is Swift is a huge difference compared to the other running backs that are out there, and that's why you take the chance, like Saquon, like all these other guys, right? Because they average a ton of points per game.
But we're talking about trading Saquon for Swift.
This is what we're talking about. Can Swift stay healthy because it's fantasy points per game? Absolutely. That's why I was comparing it to CMC. How everybody was saying don't draft CMC. That's all I'm saying is that if you want to take the chance on winning the league, Swift is a guy that can win you the league just like CMC was. That's the point. Do you have that risk appetite? If you don't got it, then you don't got it. That's fine.
But the direct question was, would you trade? Would you do that trade and look at it relevantly? That's how this whole thing came up because Swift.
Yeah, but we haven't been talking about it. We haven't been talking about the trade for how long? When was the last time we mentioned the trade? We're just talking about Swift in general.
But that's why it's relevant. That's why it's relevant. All right.
Yeah, and that's why you take the trade. Get the extra player, take Terry, and fucking take the chance on Swift because you get Lamar. Fuck Geno. I want the Lamar side. You want the upside. If you don't want it, then that's fine.
No,
I'm not saying that. Fine. I actually lean towards the Lamar side just because I think you need to maximize Geno's value. But we are making that comparison because that's what the trade was. And I'm just saying that if one guy plays 16 games and the other guy plays 8, I don't care if the guy averages 40 for those 8 games. I'm missing half a season of production.
Yeah, but you're acting like you're going to miss half a season of production every single year just because a guy missed the year before. So now, again, going into next year, you're going to assume that Swift is only going to play 8 games, just like we assumed that CMC wasn't going to play all the games. And now look at what he's doing. That's just what I'm trying to bring to the point.
If you're talking Dynasty, but I think that this was a redraft trade. And I think that's how we were kind of looking at it.
Well, even redraft, that's what I'm saying is you take it into consideration going into next year, right? When you're looking at all the,
no, the trade was for this year.
I know that. I'm not talking about the trade. I'm talking about in general how you're looking at Swift right now. Okay, so now when we look into next season and we look at the stats from this season and you see Swift average, 20 points a game, but only played 8 games. Now going into next season, you're saying that you don't want to draft him because he only played in 8 games compared to other guys that played more. And my point is that we said the same shit about CMC.
Okay, right. And I'm willing to be wrong for that for that season next year. I'm willing to be wrong for that. Yes,
and because I'd rather take the
guy that's going to give me 16 games of 20 points than make the guy. Yes, show me you can stay healthy all season, and then I'll be back on your bandwagon. Because I had him last year. He was great for a while. And then down the stretch, he broke down. He missed the last 5 fucking games. It killed me.
But it's not going to be Saquon versus Swift. You know what I mean? Saquon's obviously will get picked before. So now you've got, again, Swift falling to the back end of the second round now. Again, so now, do you take that chance or not where, you get all that value just like the people who drafted CMC really late this year, and they're just cashing in.
Well, then, because because
you want to win the chip or not.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna take a guy. I'm not gonna take a guy that is so far under Swift. I'm not gonna reach for a guy just because I'm scared of Swift's missing games. No. I'm not going to do that. If Swift's there and he's head and shoulders better than everybody else right there, I'm going to take Swift, of course. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about guys that are comparable to him, that are on the same level as him, or he's on the same level as them. Who would you rather have? But if he's at the bottom of the draft, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna take Mixon over Swift. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, yeah, that's why, people got in trouble where they took Swift, late because of the value that's there, just like you said. And that's why, a lot of people wound up with Swift if you picked, late in the draft where you had that 1-2 turn. But Diesel said, when can I submit another Dynasty roster review? I have another overly ambitious, fucked up roster I need help with. Bro, just send it right to the email. And anybody else out there, send your Dynasty teams to the email. And which is Dynasty forever.
We'll get you another 8 to 10 stamp, Diesel. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Just send it in. We'll do it next week. If you send it to me,
I can't.
Send it to me tonight, and we'll do it next week. I'm playing Dion over Swift this week.
That's risky.
That's a bold statement from Leonidas.
And that's what Bagala's talking about in terms of like head and shoulders above. Like Dion is not even close. So
he's not on Swift level.
If Swift is active, you play him. That's the bottom line over this particular guy.
Over this particular guy. Now, if you playing Dion over Swift, you got some stones, son. Let me know how it works out. You're dragging them.
Yeah.
You got some onions there, Daniel.
Oh, man.
Let's look at some of these.
Or if you're a really smart GM, you would have picked up Jamal Williams and handcuffed yourself and not find yourself in this position. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, there you go.
It depends on the draft. Some people really picked Williams early, and some drafts were late because, even when Swift was hurt last year, Jamal Williams didn't do anything. So, some people weren't picking him and some people were. So it was hard to.
Yeah, but just to have that running back spot locked in,
Yeah, but I also think the moment Swift went off of draft boards, a lot of people then turned and made Jamal Williams one of their targets just because of trade value for those Swift owners.
Yo, Blanca, are we getting that big time where we're getting spam now? You saw that in the chat?
Yeah, no, there's always sometimes shit that comes on. Nobody else can see it.
We got spam? Oh, the bots are attacking?
Gino and Saquon for Lamar Swift. Yeah, this is the one that we were just talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Vals, let us know what the rest of your team looks like. Vals. This way we can fucking get heated on here.
Val's are trying to keep that riot going. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he is.
Jacob says need 2 in PPR: Swift, Herbert, Patterson, and Deion Jackson. Need 2.
You're gonna play Swift.
If he's playing.
If he's playing, for me right here, the split is between Deion Jackson and Herbert because Deion's gonna get the full workload, and he did have a good game last time he did that. So. But I like me some Herbert. I really do. But I guess go with the volume. Go with Swift and Jackson.
Oh, go with Swift. Oh.
None of these guys are comparable to him.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Come
that.
on. Don't start.
Oh, none of them are comparable. Who's got the hammies now?
No. That's not a hammy.
It doesn't apply. Exactly.
If it would have said Swift, Saquon, or CMC, now we're talking.
Of course.
Because Swift is not better than either of them, and he can go take a seat on the pine.
That's that. Yeah, I don't know about better. We can agree with not staying healthy, but
he's not better than Saquon.
Yeah.
But let's move on.
No, you know what? We don't have to fucking move on. Dylan said that's what started it all. Val's choosing violence today.
The balance choosing violence
You
today.
guys are low key beefing today. This is what we do. We're family, so we
It's a beautiful
definitely
thing.
fucking.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely get heated about shit because these motherfuckers.
No. It's not that we get heated. It's just that when Blanc loves a guy, he will take him down to the grave.
It's not about
and he
loving a
doesn't
guy.
give a
Why do you
shit.
compare it to loving a
give a
guy?
shit. You want
It
to know
has
why?
nothing
Because
to do with loving a guy. It has to do with straight fantasy. That's it. Why do you
Okay.
say loving a guy? We're talking
If you
about
let me
Swift
explain-
in general.
if
No,
you
it
let
has
me explain,
nothing to do with what I feel about Swift as one of my guys.
you do the same thing with Amon Ra. Tell me I'm
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
Do what?
Same thing with
Do what? Because you guys don't look at fantasy points per game. You guys just don't get it. You guys don't get it. This guy, the last 9 games, averaging over 20 fantasy points per game. Oh, but he's not a wide receiver 1. You guys are fucking insane.
When did we? Well, first of all,
So what are you talking about then? What about St.
saying-
Brown?
All right. First
Your-
of all, Amon Ra had one big game and it skewed his numbers. All right.
What's the one big game? Because he's had every big game that he's almost played.
What
in
was
his
it
life.
against
So what
the
are you talking
Eagles when he had 3 touchdowns?
What's one
He
big
has
game?
not been good the last 3 weeks.
You don't even know what you're talking about. He hasn't played in all the last 3 weeks, and then he got hurt on the first play of the game. So what are you talking about?
All right.
If he doesn't play, how's he going to do good?
Exactly. That's what we've been trying to say about Swift.
Exactly.
You guys are ridiculous. You guys just
That's what
don't-
we've been
you
trying to
act
say
like,
about
You act like
Swift.
St. Brown is this injury bug dude. He had the one ankle injury, came back, and then got knocked out because of some stupid protocol when he didn't even get a concussion, and that's on record. It's not a concussion, but they still took him out the game. And you guys are trying to say that he's fucking, what's wrong with him now? What's wrong with St. Brown?
We're
And
not
what did he
saying
do
he's
last
not
week?
good.
Still on his 7 catches and 10 targets. He's still getting wide receiver 1 elite
Steve.
like production is there for him. So what is the problem? What don't you
St.
guys
Brown's
like?
St. Brown's last games, last 4 games, 10, 3, 0, 10.
Yeah,
In
again,
between
and
is a
do you
bye.
understand
He had
when
one
he's
good game
injured and
of
did he play?
40 points.
You just don't get it, bro.
Yeah,
You're talking
tell
about
him to
games
stay on
he
his
played
feet.
17% of snaps and 32% of snaps. Bro, he wasn't in the game because he was hurt, and you're going to count that against him?
Did he go on the field? Yep, I'm going
And
to count it against him.
okay, and look at all the other weeks, and look at the weeks from last year. And you're going to say
He
he's
shouldn't
not
be a
still
frail
wide receiver.
baby back bitch. All right?
What's frail? What did he miss? That's what I don't get. He hurt one ankle and missed a couple games. And then the stupid head thing. And you're like, oh, he's always hurt. When was he always hurt? Jocelyn, what's up, Jocelyn? Thanks for taking the time to help us. I have Likely on my bench. I'm wondering if I should play him. Waller or Hawk. Yeah, you can play Likely, definitely. I know Waller's questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay away from Waller. We're done with Waller.
Are you guys
We're done
playing
with
Likely or Hawk?
For this week, I may take Likely for this week only because Hawkinson has to get caught
Just
up
got
with
there.
the
Just got there.
with the playbook. That's a real thing, Jocelyn. He has to learn, you know what I'm saying? He'll get some looks, but I don't think Cousins is really going to force feed him. He has to know what he's doing and where he's going out there. So this week is that I would play Likely, yes. After that, I'm going Hawkinson
for the rest of the season. Yeah.
Yes, ROS.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
You can take Darren Waller and throw him in the trash.
Well,
And you know
was
what?
your guy. Waller's been your guy for a while.
I was getting ready to
Talk
say
about
that.
loving
I'm
guys,
sick of
fucking
him.
Waller.
I'm
You've been
sick of him.
But listen, but you know what? At least Bagala has the courage to step up and say, flush him.
Flush
Yeah,
him.
I'm not saying flush.
Scream him out.
We're not flushing anything here. We ain't flushing them. Waller's a little bit different.
We know.
Waller's
We
an
know.
outkeeper.
Oh, I love it.
I'm
Well,
loving
Blanc,
yeah, Val.
Blanc did finally flush Baker Mayfield. I mean, that didn't take much stones, but he did flush Baker
No,
Mayfield.
no. And he flushed him quick too. I think it was like
in,
after week 2 he was done.
I was in Dick's today. There's all Baker Mayfield jerseys in there.
Oh, buy one get one free.
He was walking by the jerseys going like this.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God. My RB2 is down to Deion Jackson. Jocelyn says Deion Jackson or Montgomery. Who you guys got there?
Oh, man, yeah, I still like Montgomery here, but it's not.
I
It's
do
closer than it looks. It's closer than it looks, but it's still
What's
got
the
to be
matchup
Montgomery.
here? What's the matchup here, Blanc?
Bears playing Miami and Colts playing Patriots.
I'm gonna go Montgomery here for that. I know
Yeah.
Deion Jackson is gonna get the volume, Jocelyn, but David Montgomery has a much easier matchup. And what the Bears are gonna try and do, they're gonna try and run the ball. They're gonna try and keep the ball away from Tua and those two speed demons on the outside. So that Montgomery's gonna see a lot of work tomorrow. Him and Herbert alike.
And Justin Fields, really.
And Justin Fields, for that matter. Yes, you were right, Polish.
My bad. I missed this one, Val's. My bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go Montgomery there too. Geno, Saquon, Najee, Sutton, Davis, Hurst, Zeke, Marquise Brown, Algier, Herbert. What is that? Is that the rest of your team?
Yes, I'm guessing that is the rest of his team.
This was that Lamar Swift with that. This was. I think this is in relation to that Lamar Swift thing.
You got Najee, you've got Zeke. I mean, you don't really got the RB.
I think your more pressing need, Val, is wide receiver here. Shouldn't even be thinking of it. Yeah,
that's why he's thinking of getting. That's why he needs Terry. That's why he's trying to get the Lamar Swift.
Give me that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. You need Terry.
Yeah, but
man,
I don't know, dude. Yeah, but
I'm just saying. You got Najee as your other running back.
Yeah,
if Swift doesn't give you what you're expecting, take your season and say, yeah.
You never get McDonald's again? Yeah, absolutely, for 100,000. Where you come up with this shit, Val's?
Yo, I will say Val's be asking us some weird shit on here. He definitely.
Can you rank these free agent wide receivers in PPR? I need one to grab: Mooney, DeAndre Carter, Zay Jones, and Alec Pierce.
I'm gonna go Mooney.
I think I'm going Mooney too. Mooney's actually picked it up. He's been more steady, not great, but steady enough.
So my rank would be Mooney, Pierce, Jones, and then Carter.
Yeah, mine would actually be in the order you've got it in: Mooney, Carter, Jones, and Pierce. What's yours, Hammer?
Yeah, Mooney obviously is definitely one. Carter could be interesting. I'm gonna go Carter 2 here, just because of Mike Williams being out for a while, and Keenan Allen can't get on the field. So Carter's actually number 2 for me here. And then I'm going Alec Pierce. I do like Alec Pierce. I've watched him make some really nice plays out there. I know the quarterback situation is not ideal, but he's a good football player. And then I'm going Zay Jones 4.
Yeah, he definitely is a good player. Kai, thanks for tuning in. I think I said it right. I don't know. My Kai. Do I trade Brady and DJ Moore for Tua and Curtis Samuel? Have CD and Tyreek. I don't think you actually do that. I don't think I'm doing it. What do you guys think?
See? Yeah, give me the stack with Tyreek and Tua. I'll do it. I do it. I don't see. DJ Moore had a huge game last week. He has picked it up with PJ Walker, but will it continue? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning that way too. When you mentioned the stack, I do like that. Yeah, and if Curtis Samuel's sliding in as your wide receiver 3, you're in good shape.
Yeah, and who knows? PJ Walker might be one bad game from having Baker Mayfield back out there. We all know how that worked out. So
Sammy D.
Oh, Sammy D.
Nah, I mean, for me, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference between Brady and Tua, and I think I'd just rather have DJ Moore than I would Curtis Samuel, so that's why I lean there. I mean, I like the stack, but there's also the part that can hurt you with the stack. That's happened to me in the playoffs, and it just fucking hurts. You know, if they shut that team out, you're
I don't know,
done.
dude. I
But
don't know if
not
I don't know if
obviously they're not going
anybody
to shut
could
him
shut
out,
down the
but
Dolphins.
I don't mean literally shut out, but you know what I mean. So
If they have a
yeah,
bad game, it could
that's
cost
why.
you. That's what
No, I know
Yeah.
that. I know what he's talking about, but I'm just saying the Dolphins' offense looks really, really good.
Val says, would you prefer the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl 5 more times and win it, or they only make it one more time and they win that one for the rest of your life?
Well, it doesn't matter because they
5
never
more
going
times
to
and
win.
lose it, maybe?
Val, you can't say the Vikings make it 5 more times. They've never made it. So
What do you mean we've
you
never
gotta
made it?
say
What are you
5
talking about?
times.
Yes, we have.
Were you
We made it
alive?
a bunch of times. Doesn't
Did
matter.
you see it?
Who cares? Who cares? What does it matter? Did you see all the times the Giants made it to the Super Bowl? No.
Actually, I did.
Well, so they've only made it twice.
No, they've made it 3
No.
times.
Well, no,
They made
Bogolab,
it
that's
4.
incorrect. Actually, they made it 4, and you did
They
not
made it
see it when
4.
they won, and you were 2 years
Well,
old
that's what I'm
when
saying.
they won it in 90.
I have a picture. I have
You
a picture.
didn't see it. You
I have
didn't
a picture.
see it.
I'm sitting
Doesn't
on my
matter.
grandfather's lap. I have a picture.
Do you remember it? Do you remember it?
Huh? Yeah,
Do
bro.
not remember
They
that.
missed fucking field
Oh,
goal.
yeah.
Wide right.
You don't remember that. That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah. I remember it.
Angel, bench 1, Lockett, Godwin, or Jamal Williams. Just got to bench 1.
Ooh.
Well, the Jamal Williams things depends on Swift. No, that's kind of really what that hinges on.
Really?
No, I
He's
think
still gonna
I
get-
think
he
you
still
could.
gets work.
Yeah, he still gets work, but the Packers got a good front 7.
I'm benching Jamal here.
Yeah, I'm benching Jamal here too. I'm with you, Polish.
Yeah, it's close between Lockett and Jamal, but I don't know.
Gino's been good enough where Lockett
We
is
say that every week. It's like, Gino's been good.
waiting
It's
for that
like,
fall off. I know you're waiting for the fall off, but
So-
it hasn't happened yet. So he's got some mojo working there in Seattle. So
Yeah, I mean,
You guys roll with the hot hand. Yeah, I'm definitely Godwin. It was just close between Lockett and Jamal. If Swift doesn't play, then I'll probably go in Jamal. But if Swift does play, then yeah, I'll go Lockett there. Do I trade Mahomes for Pittman, Dillon, PJ Walker, and Waller?
no,
we don't trade
no.
Patrick Mahomes. He's one of those guys.
Yes.
Would you start James Conner over Singletary, Foreman, or Deontay Jackson?
No,
No,
I'm not
you're
starting
not
James
starting,
Conner
no.
ever.
No.
I'm not starting Foreman. I think I'm starting Foreman out of all those guys. Who are you guys starting?
Honestly, it's either Foreman or Jackson, right? I would start Foreman.
Yeah, I'm
He
starting.
got the Bengals. And when you get a situation like this, you got multiple people. You kind of have to look at the matchups. You know what I'm saying? So
You can eliminate at least if you got 4 guys, you could probably eliminate 2. We eliminated Connor. And I think you're eliminating Singletary too. I actually been pleasantly surprised with Singletary's overall and per game production. If you look at it, he's been pretty good. But they just picked up Naeem Hines. So I think that's a factor in Singletary's production, especially as a receiver. So yeah, it's got to be Foreman here.
My bad.
And
We read it wrong, I guess. He's starting all 3 of those other than Connor. He was asking if he'd sub Connor in for any of those. No.
No, you're right. You're good, Jacob.
Right
Smart
on the
man.
money. Yep.
Because Connor's just
Trash.
Likely or Pitts this week. Standard league, Jeb.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
I think I'm still going. I'm going to go Pitts here. He's just a better athlete at this point. I wouldn't be mad if he went Likely though, but Pitts is the guy here for me.
Honestly, Likely kind of reminds me a little bit of Pitts, like a value
Same
brand.
build,
Pitts.
same build,
build, can run.
Looks
but-
like a wide receiver.
Yeah, and he does look like a wide receiver. And who does Pitts have this week? Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna start Pitts over Likely. I'll start Pitts over Likely.
Yeah,
Saints have a good defense.
They do.
Hammer, what you
But I
got for
do
the Baltimore New Orleans game? You got any bets going on for that?
I mean, I don't do underdog type bets, but if you throw some
No,
things
your
out
regular, regular shit.
there,
Did you do anything
we,
there? I mean,
we'd
I
be
got
here
underdog
for
up on here, but
we'd be here
Yeah.
for 3 hours if Polish reels off his bets.
that's
I
not
do
true.
like the Camara. The Camara
It's like
receiving yards are
It's
great.
about as long as my his betting sheet here.
No problem, Jeb. Thanks for tuning in, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe for us, especially so you can get in on the
Absolutely. Have a good night,
Pittman
Jeb.
card.
Yeah, I got Baltimore is -2 right now, and that line actually kind of scares me. They are at the Saints. I know they're missing Gus Edwards. They're missing Rashad Bateman, Duvernay, and Demarcus Robinson is dealing with a groin injury. So I expected that line to be a little bigger. I do like Baltimore to cover that -2, but the fact that it's -2 makes me a little nervous. I figured the spread would be a little larger for Baltimore, but they are on the road, so I like Baltimore -2 here at New Orleans Monday night.
Yeah, New Orleans is a tough place to play, man.
It is, and they
It's a
shut
real
out the
tough
Raiders.
place to
I
play.
know that's not saying much, but I think Lamar Jackson is a big enough, a big enough needle mover where he can make up for some of the deficiencies that the Ravens have right now.
Yeah. What about
No
Tennessee
Mark
and
Andrews?
KC?
I'm going to
About
surprise you
Tennessee,
here.
huh?
I'm going to surprise you here. The spread is 12.5. So that would mean that Kansas City has to win by 13 or more to cover that spread. I took Tennessee plus 12.5. So if Tennessee wins, I mean, even if Kansas City wins by 10 points, you still cover that at 12.5. So I like the Tennessee Titans plus 12.5 here. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I think they're going to try and run Derrick Henry. I could see Kansas City winning by 10. I think they're going to keep it close, particularly in the first half. So I took Tennessee plus 12.5.
I can see that if Tannehill's playing. Is he playing?
I think they're still questionable, right? I don't think it's
If Tannehill doesn't play, that can get ugly fast. And then I would look to, because say what you want, Malik Willis did not look good last week. So if Tannehill doesn't play, I would think about taking Kansas City.
Also, too, another interesting note, and this is
And
something
those
that
points.
this is also something that I've been keying in a little more in terms of the betting spreads and the odds. Certain coaches coming out of the bye, covering spreads. Kansas City usually gets very large numbers because they're probably one of the top 3 teams in the league. So usually against anybody they play, you're looking at a massive spread. Massive spread, you're looking at 7 or more. They're usually going to get a massive number. Kansas City does not cover the spread as well as you might think. Since they're a good team, they win a lot of games, you think, yeah, they'll cover the spread, but no, the spreads are often very large for a team like Kansas City. So
Yeah, but what's the spread after Kansas City coming out of the bye? Because coming out of the bye, Andy Reid is phenomenal.
Yes, winning games, but against the spread, it's a different story. So I think he's like 6-3 against the spread or something like that, 6-4 against the spread after a bye. Something weird with Kansas City, something weird like that. So yeah, so it's like 6-4 or something like that, which means 60%, you got
Anything
a
can
shot.
happen.
You got a shot. So it's not like he's 9-1 where you're just like, yeah, he's just crushing it against the spread after a bye. So yeah, so I rolled with Tennessee plus 12.5 here. Dude, Tennessee
like Henry for 89 yards, 89 rushing yards for Henry. Over or under on that?
Whatever. I say over.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to bet it this week.
He looks he's rolling.
He looks like he's in midseason form.
He's rolling.
King Henry's in midseason form, but if he gets over 89 yards, I do think then that pick of Tennessee and the points Polish take Tennessee with 10.5. That's good if he gets over that 89. But if he's anywhere under that, then it's a blowout and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to argue that.
I don't like any of the Rams or Tampa bets. You got anything on this game, Hammer? As far as your point spreads and shit.
Which one?
The Rams and Tampa.
Yeah, so I picked the Bucks -3. Bucks are at home. Both of these teams look terrible, but if you're gonna have faith in Tom Brady, it's got to be at home against the Rams. The Rams do not look good at all. Tom Brady still's got weapons, man. It's not like he doesn't. So I got Tampa -3 at home.
Just with respect to the play, yeah, we saw that. Yeah, Lions are trying to manage the snap, so it is something to look out for. But like we said, it's hard to just sit Swift. Doesn't look like he's playing Connor to play. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
Bad.
Connor
What
doesn't.
What are you saying about the Rams and Bucks?
Yeah, so I got the Bucks -3 here. As bad as Tampa looks, the Rams look a lot worse, in my estimation.
They do.
So it doesn't look right. All they really got is Cooper Kupp and a bunch of guys. Like that's the bottom line. It's Cooper Kupp and a bunch of dudes. Matthew Stafford looks like a shell of himself. I know we talked about the elbow injury. It's kind of seemed like nobody's brought that up. That could be a factor. The offensive line is terrible. I know the Bucks defense isn't what it used to be, but I think them being at home against a team like the Rams that is not playing well in any phase of the game, give me the Bucks -3, and I actually feel pretty good about that.
So D-Hop over 85 receiving yards. I'll take that one.
I like D-Hop more on the catches side or more on the reception side.
Evan? Nah, my thing is like if he gets 7 catches, he's definitely gonna have 85 receiving yards.
Maybe.
So
Could be.
I feel like
he's got to get 8. That's the thing. He's got to get 8 catches for this.
Yeah, I mean I see it.
Tyler, I don't think.
No, I'm staying away from Kyler Murray. I'm staying far away from that train wreck.
We've got Lockett. We've got DK. I don't know. We got Kenny Walker in there for 90 rushing and receiving.
It's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, Washington. I think you said you
What
got.
time is the game?
You got
1 o'clock.
You said you got the Vikings like -3 or something like that, Hammer.
Yeah, I got the Vikings -3 here. I think Jackson was able to get the Vikings at -2.5, which I love that -2.5 number. So for people out there who aren't familiar, so if you get the half point is a big deal because you can't push a half a point. You can push a full number. So if you're -3, if I take the Vikings -3 and the Vikings win by 3, it basically acts on your ticket as if the game doesn't count. So it's a push. So the game doesn't count. You don't win and you don't lose. And, if you have a, 5-6 leg parlay and your payout is, $400 or $500 and you take the Vikings -3, the Vikings win by 3, you essentially lose a couple $100 on that parlay. You're probably losing about $150, $160 out of that 4 or 5 leg parlay. So, you kind of want to stay away from whole numbers just because pushing is extremely annoying and it, devalues your ticket considerably.
Yeah. I'm taking Heineke under 13.5 rushing yards. I'll take that.
Blanc loves those non-running quarterbacks and just exposing them on the ground.
Oh, it's because I've won a lot of them like that because
And he also missed out on Captain Kirk a couple of
I
weeks. Was
did.
that
I did.
last week?
Yeah, I missed out on the Kirk one because he had that one big rush. So that kind of did fuck. Do we go with you got anything on the Cincinnati and Carolina game?
Yeah, this is a game that actually scares me, to be quite honest with you, considering how well Carolina
I'll
has
be
looked
right
over
back.
the last considering how well Carolina's looked over the last 2 weeks, and also how poor Cincinnati played last week against Cleveland. I got the spread at 7.5 for Cincinnati. That's a line that scares me considerably. I would stay away from that game if you could, if you can. I don't like it. I love the Bengals to win, but I don't know if they're going to cover that 7.5. If you're feeling brave, take it. If not, I would stay away from this game. That spread kind of scares me.
Jacob says go with Geno over 1.5 TDs. He says he's had at least 2 passing TDs in 6 of the 8 games.
I like that.
That is, I just I don't know. I think I still don't believe it.
It's a pretty big sample size.
I know it is. It is. It's rough. I gotta get one more in here. Let's look through some of these.
Roll with Jacob, bro.
What?
Roll with Jacob. Take Geno over 1.5.
You want to take the Geno with the 1.5? All right, let's take the Geno with the 1.5.
Yeah. Who are they playing? Arizona?
Yeah. Make sure you hit the insurance on there. Buffalo and Jets. Anything on that, Hammer?
Oh God, Buffalo. Last I checked, they were 11. I got Buffalo at 11.5. I didn't take the spread. I went straight money line on this game. The Jets have been kicking my ass all season against the spread. They are 5-3. So they got beat down against the Patriots. Spread's 11.5. Buffalo's really good. The Jets, I feel like, are doing it with smoke and mirrors. Zach Wilson's
Buffalo's
not
going to
good.
wipe the floor with them.
I understand 11.5 is a crazy number. I think Buffalo will wipe the floor with them. The Packers covered the massive spread. I think the spread was like 13, I believe. And
I think it was 11 also.
Was it? It was somewhere in there, but you know.
Did you get it? Yeah, it was 11 also.
But the Packers covered. I think it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was a big number. It was definitely in the double digits,
They
somewhere
did
in that
cover.
11, 12 range. Right. And the Packers covered that. I think the Packers are better than the Jets. They didn't beat the Jets, so far be it for me to say that. But Zach Wilson's not playing well right now, and I think he can be had by that Buffalo defense. I would stay money line on this one, but you know, I wouldn't be mad if you took Buffalo and gave the 11.5.
Yeah. I like the Conklin 28.5 yards. I'm gonna take that.
That seems like the only guy this guy throws the ball to.
Garrett
Especially
Wilson.
if they're getting their ass whooped. Especially if they're getting their ass
Well,
whooped.
Garrett Wilson had a good game last week.
Yes, he did.
Garrett Wilson did have a good game last week.
Do we think Deion Jackson gets 13 rush attempts?
Yes, he
At
does.
New England.
Yeah, he's going to get 13 rush attempts. Absolutely, they're not going to want to. They're not going to want to put Ellinger in harm's way. They're going to try and, you know what I'm saying, run the ball as much as they can.
Go with your boy Ramondre. Give that boy some work.
I mean, it is kind of high. 104 rushing and receiving, or do we go with 75 rushing? Or do we just go with the TD, flat out TD?
I think I like the TD.
Catches? I think I like the TD too. Let's roll with it, boys. Let's roll with it. Let's fill this one out. So let's get 2 more in these games. You got anything on this game, Indy, New England, Hammer?
Yeah, so the spread here is New England minus 5.5. I love that number. I think New England's going to cover that, and I'm taking New England minus 5.5 at home. Bill Belichick against a young, inexperienced quarterback. Give me that.
Unless they want to see what they have in Zach Moss.
Stop it.
Yeah, I think they know what they have in Zach Moss.
We're not doing Zach Moss. I'm not going down that road again. I know exactly where it leads.
Even if Zach Moss does get some carries, I think it's a handful.
How about the Jags game? We got to roll with my boy ETN. I mean, 22 receiving yards or 105.5 rushing and receiving. Fuck, we can't hit the rushing. It was at 80. It took it off already.
Yeah, because they know he's going to terrorize the Raiders.
Or do we just go with the fantasy points or the touchdown?
I think the touchdown.
Or do we just go with the receiving yards? He hasn't been going crazy receiving yards.
No, he hasn't.
Maybe both.
Yeah, I was looking at the combine.
I mean, it is still high, though. That's the only thing. It is high. It's 105, and it's basically he's got to get 106 yards from scrimmage, basically, rushing and receiving.
I would take the touchdown.
1, 2, 3. The last 4 weeks, he's been over that, over 105.
But you don't think?
Do you want to take the touchdown? You like the touchdown instead? We don't have to take ETN.
No,
over
but
3 catches. Yeah, I don't know, man. He
22.5 receiving for ETN.
Yeah, but he hasn't been doing anything receiving. The last
Give me the
games,
total.
6 receiving, 5 receiving, 22 receiving.
Give me the total.
You want to go with the total?
I like the total.
It is high. I don't love it, but let's roll with ETN. He's been hot. Let's just.
Bro, he's the guy there. He's getting that work.
Yeah,
one more. What do we got? We need one more here. You guys like anything on? Devontae 6.5 catches, 75 receiving yards. Jacobs 103 receiving and rushing.
I like the 78.5 rushing.
Or 78.
Yeah.
You like 78
I like
rushing?
that. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I like that too, actually, because they're playing Jacksonville. So yeah, that pretty much. That wraps it up. I think some of the other games we talked about yesterday, these first 3. You guys like Aaron Jones, I think, right? 100 rushing and receiving for Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Or just 70 rushing. That's actually nice too.
I like the combo because he could do either or. The combo keeps him alive because he could go for 30 rushing yards and set 100 receiving yards, or vice versa.
Yeah,
he can. All right, so we've got the picks in. Yeah, so we've got the picks in. I got 4 picks going. in. 4 total ones. So we'll see how that.
We didn't pick the games, did we?
What games?
Like game picks.
We did that yesterday.
Did we?
Yeah. That's what we did yesterday, me and you. No Bagala.
You want to get
Sorry.
it
All right.
before we
Y'all got anything you want to add before we hop off?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one quick thing. I'm taking down the Winter Soldier. I'm gonna send his ass packing.
I took down the Winter Soldier one week. I think I took down Amon on Mission, whatever that name is, and my homeboys all in 1 week. I spanked that ass. Steve's ass was nice and red from me spanking them all week.
You did get me that week, but I'm right in the hunt making that comeback. So it's all good. Other than that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Hammer, I'm gonna send you all this info so you can check this shit out real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna Blanc, probably tomorrow I'll jump on early so this way I can work out any of the bull drive.
Yeah, I mean it's not hard, you'll see. But anyway, we out. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll see y'all Monday night. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe so you can get in the giveaway. And we are out of here, boys.
Lock it up.